So there I was writing for Babe Winkleman type shows, and there I was even more at a bar where those guys hang out. And right away, the guy who's the most fucking looks like he does it more than me sits down, and we just beat the shit out of each other like an MMA fucking thing, and we're just rolling on the ground. And then these strippers, like this just happens, the cops show up with a construction crew. And the construction crew puts 2x4 pipe on linings with 3 fucking ice road trucker conduits in there. And Jordy LaForge and Data show up, and then they fucking yank our fucking anuses out through our fucking thing hanging.
I don't know if I can work with, if I can
keep a straight face. I think you can.
I don't know if I can come up with anything that good.
You make enough money, so you can't.
Dan Cortez for the BK Broiler here saying, what is your favorite memories of fast food diaries? We got Dutch angle French fries coming down off of the Cat with the Funny soundtrack song coming at you. The sheeple don't even know that the BK Broiler juice is actually the real COVID-19 juice coming in from the parallelograms of another world in a different type of social system, an alternative, a true alternative to the regular fast food that you're just getting sick of in the regular food eating place. If you want that burrito, if you want the lead in your hat and the junk in your brains, I'm Dan Cortez, the BK Broiler. Go.
I was in LA once. Wound up at this apartment. I thought there was a party. Turns out they all lived there. A bunch of people tried to get into acting. They were shocked because I drank the tap water. Socialbesserung?
I don't know. You're on.
Socialbesserung is that German word that means when you try to improve something, but you make it worse in a different way. I think.
Fucking Dan Cortez BK Broiler. Go. Less on the BK Broiler Dutch angle camera and more on the Tracy nostalgia. Kurt Smith wore this shirt every fucking day of 6th grade.
You get those feelings. The insurance company start watching.
There you go.
Used to telepathically communicate with my car. It was a rebuilt salvage title. And so I didn't have the remote key, I just kind of had this generic key. But when I put the key in the door, I could tell it with my mind which door to unlock. Worked for the trunk too.
Oh mother, just come in whenever you're ready. Oh mother, farewell with a long black shoe. Oh mother, the Communist Party, broken stockings, the went of your breast. Oh mother, the long black barrel around the vagina. Farewell to the sagging belly of Hitler, Patterson porches, Trotsky and the Spanish War. Oh mother, your ovaries removed. Took one with me as I went in a death full of flowers. Oh mother, Czechoslovakia attacked by robots of Ma Rainey. Globalization of America playing like a piano to Lord Naomi. Where I stand with the black New York bodhisattvas chained to the Danzig of intelligence. This prophecy I reward will greatly die in solitude. As the clock's ticking, 2 centuries come down with their gratitude. Yippee survived by the presidential aid as we through more excited cities at the president. These states to Miami I threw in $1 million helicopters as Hanoi finally concluded itself as our enemy.
Personally, I'd like to lock every damn reporter out of here, but then they just pulled Lorenzo.
Long after midnight. Better lock the door. There might be some action in this USA. What? The runway. Those are looking nice. Ooh. You won't be needing this. Oh, Carmen, I missed you. Get down on that 1980s couch with the design we used to have that one.
This what you
red,
expected?
black. No, this is just the beginning. Let's get to it.
This is just the beginning.
I haven't pronounced this shit right.
Action.
I got you sorry.
Prajapati is unable to mate with...
Oh, wait. Real loud and real, like, pretend to be a U9 professor in Schindler.
Prajapati is unable to mate without committing incest. The Brahmins are pleased to recount the crime of their god with customary indifference. Prajapati, it is said, wished to possess his own daughter, which would be Dionysus or good Usus, the sky or the dawn. I want to mate with her, she said, and he possessed her. The gods considered this a crime. It is he, they thought to themselves, who treats his daughter, our sister, thus. The gods said to the god who reigns over the beasts, in truth, he commits a transgression. He who treats his daughter or sister thus, let us pierce him. Rudra took aim at him and pierced him. When the wrath of the gods dissipated, they healed Prajapati and removed the spear from him. The details vary from text to text. The daughter of Prajapati, for example, turns herself into a doe to escape the criminal passion of her father. He immediately changes himself into a stag. The Kausataki, which is often distinguished by a moral tendency, does not dare suppress the traditional incest, but transfers it from Prajapati to his sons. Understood.
How much drug money is Esperanza paying you to turn
Action.
Yo, that reminds me of that professor at Hawkeye. Yeah, it was just two professors for a while.
No way. This is Captain Howard. Now, would you get your thumb out of your ass? Get him out of the elevator, Ray. I gotta find a goddamn pink slip in your Christmas stocking. 10-4.
Okay, again, but just louder.
Later, I got international diplomats. I got a fucking reindeer flying in here from the fucking petting zoo.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side?
Pick up the phone and find out. Because I don't need...
I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? Why are there only so many songs about lunar eclipses?
The letting your habit, the chunk in your brains. The letting your habit, the chunk in your brains.
Arsman, you can just sign right here. I had to borrow this and this. Right back. Hey! Got a new SOP for DOAs from the FAA. Got a new SOP for DOAs from the FAA.
Speak to me.
Howell here. Yeah, take that Twinkie out of your mouth and grab a pencil, man.
Hey, John, how you doing?
So what's the deal with guns, am I right?
The old in-laws, huh?
Okay, this was like what I was talking about, Book of Changes. These are all prognostications. This will change the stock market in India. And the bed was large, of mahogany, in the shape of a boat. The curtains were in red Levantine,
Just the facts, man.
that hung from the ceiling and bulged out just a little too much in bell-shaped besides in the bedsides, and nothing besides the world and her lovely brown head and white skin were standing out against the purple color. When, with a movement of shame, she crossed her bare arms and, hiding her face in her hands, she looked at him as the sun came in, and upon their room of dear splendor. And Bruce Springsteen looked at her one more time and said, "Good night, Angel. It's all tight. I'll meet you tomorrow night on Lover's Lane." And the many Zugs and Zools who were dead in the depths of floor that day. Hit it.
I'm really like.
Better come back on right. We spot ourselves maybe 2 hours. After that, this plane's low on fuel. I'm gonna be certain they're gonna be dropping on the White House lawn.
Ow.
Plane. This what you expected?
Oh, fuck. I think it's probably off frame. Let's go like this.
You know.
Hey, Chuck.
This is just the beginning.
I'm Scooby-Doo.
I love Scooby.
Well, it's nice to be on your talk show
You
finally.
don't want those things. That's fine.
What's coming up next in the world of Chuck Hoffman creativity? Looks like you're on my show now, cowpoke.
They're talking us in their own goddamn system.
The thing you have to understand about hardcore logo is that it is in fact neither hardcore nor a logo.
No shit, I heard that was like Tarantino doing this purist punk type movie out there. Is that the new movie you've been working on?
Security, you're out of here.
Don't you? You play the bass player on there, right?
They gotta be close. I'll have my men tear this
Chuck
here
Hoffman,
apart.
bass player.
In the nick of time, huh?
Yeah,
Hey, McLean, I got a
and
first-class unit here.
Sharon Stone shows it, and she's like, I ain't fucking no bass player. I'll fuck the drummer, this lead singer, the roadies, but not any bass player. I'm looking at you, Alabama. There's another bass player joke for you. Har, 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 har. But you know who's a good bass player? Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Or the guy from Primus. And others. Anyway, I could have been wrong. Maybe you were the guitar player from Hardcore Logo. Anyway, now that that's finally starting to happen for you, what comes next in the world of Chuck Hoffman music and entertainment?
Well, I think the next few decades of my career will mostly be spent trying to live down hardcore logo.
I suppose you really fucking dropped the fucking football with that son of a bitch. But I don't understand about other movies. Steven Spielberg has gone direct, and it'll probably be a feel-good buddy cop movie with you and Bette Midler and Susan Summers.
Wait, who's this guy?
I don't know. Read me his name. Please read me the back of the tape Hardcore Logo, which you just starred in.
Rolling Thunder Pictures presents another must-see cinema favorite from Maverick filmmaker and Pulp Fiction creator Quentin Tarantino.
A tight, fascinating, on-the-road rock movie. Rock movie.
It makes you speak an English accent. Oh, they got that English accent for you up in Canada where the movie took place.
That's correct.
It's understandable.
It is a colony or whatever.
It's understandable. I used to try to be English when I studied.
Hilarious. Well, you know.
The teacher used to ask me in science class to
That's
read
just how the
the
San
next two
Francisco
paragraphs.
Chronicle talks.
Listen for a second. The teacher used to ask me to read about the next two paragraphs in science class in third grade, and I go, photosynthesis is about the English way of measuring the way fucking crops are growing across the English countryside. And everybody laughed, and then I blew my nose with it.
Action.
Congress withhold funds which Esperanza is accused of replacing.
Why do I have to drink so much when I'm being creative?
Alright.
Steve rolling.
Hey, let's go, Stuart. Hey, let's go, Stuart.
I don't know. It always worked for Colonel Stewart.
You can have two. Fucking you. You can have two. Fucking you. You
But
can have two. Fucking you.
as we roll towards the conclusion, it is mighty and thrilling prognostication. We can know only three things are coming here as we watch the end of America as we know it. One, we will become a European country. Two, the tag team country will become will be based on the president, John Stamos. Oh. Three, John Stamos' brother will be called Bob Saget. It's Ghost.
Your boys just walked away from a crime scene, Captain. You can't wrap this thing
Are
up.
we over here now?
You know what you gotta say. I got a freaking reindeer flying in here from the freaking Pentagon.
Wow.
But John McClane
Look at this.
got a little
Nice old place in the Hamptons, huh? Yeah, fuck you, Chris and Jay. I knew what you were saying. I need to grow up, move out of Bernie's house, get myself a nice new place in the Hamptons. Well, back to the face. Looks like all I got was a fucking reindeer coming here from the fucking petting zoo.
John McClane, he's got a little problem. Hell, let's shut down the whole fucking airport. Now, what do you think?
Anyway, I was on a pizza delivery one night. This bitch fucking, when she was done sucking my wang-ton, she gave me this instead of fucking $20 for her fucking pizza. Some fucking rich Cedar Falls bitch. You get my face on this? Is it still rolling? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she's like, oh yeah, this is by my artist. Make sure you get my name for it's good. And then I fucking defaced it. And it had like 3 things and it goes together on a wall. And I just took it and I took it right to Heath Ledger's Joker and bombed it. Now, over here I'd like to tell you a little reading from David Copperfield, NBC Steinbeck. He said, do you think I understand the letting your ass and the junk in your brains? I can't understand you too well as I have for years, but without taking even the least of the notice of the interruption, Mr. Murderstone still played the baseball game in his head, like he was completely regardless to the proletariats around him. Sorry, we'll get there.
Alright.
Weren't we all just SOPing ourselves like the DEA we thought we were? Weren't we all just Play-Dohs in the plutocracy of the new spores, taking ourselves to the endless leper colony that was coming for everyone? You want to see it? I'll show it to you. This is my impression of Jim Morrison at Woodstock. Woo! This is my second impression. Woo! This is all you need to know about the Lizard King.
Yeah, well, Holly told me I should wake up and smell the 90s.
Oh, shit. The synthesizer. The modern moog of the smelling the 90s Ecroscan. Well, we all thought, listening to The Uprising by Get Up, let's start a commotion. So, ba 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 ba. Get up, now start a commotion. Don't just do this racket of potion. That was all just garbage pails down here of an eaten Ethan. In a 1995 entertainment atlas that would bring him to his country's shifted economic woes of World War II, Hollywood became flush with patriotic films and World War gung-ho epics. 1941 Citizen Kane was a tour de force in the golden age of this sort of thing. Fuck. Kind of makes you think. Ethan Allen and Citizen Kane. Keep again. Just like point it right this. Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay, I can edit that. Not over yet. We're getting there. It became... Just the facts became too loose of a Ginsberg study for those of us ready in the peril of NBC Rubicon Faceless Adventures to know where the NBC Rubicon went of their deltoid particular series as they performed the new prequels of their NBC Cosmos. A new Zorg came. And watch me spell it on my face. New Zorg came. And they were zepped in the bleps of the sword. And all that can happen for all of this, getting the opponent to die for his country and not for yours, wasn't for the republics of the McKendrick subclotets at all, but for a new bloody damnation thing. And that guy who followed me through all that, fuck, I lost his scissors. Oh well, for him, I can only hold out a light to the final truth. Perhaps